The full moon in Sagittarius is here on May 31st, and this one feels like the universe is handing us a little shot of espresso, a plane ticket, and maybe a motivational speech all at the exact same time, because we are in Gemini season now, and you can probably feel it. The mental chatter is quite a bit louder, ideas are flying, everyone wants to rearrange their life, start a project, flirt, travel, learn, do something new, maybe even change their career, but we are romanticizing existence. This energy, still through all that chaos, feels lighter. It's faster, more social, more curious. And one of the reasons this full moon feels so refreshing is because astrologically, the sky is fairly clean right now. We don't have a million heavy, emotionally crushing aspects happening all at once. We've been through a lot of shit, so there's space in this energy, and I think people are really going to be physically feeling that. Things feel less emotionally clogged, less karmically intense, less like the universe is dragging us through this fucking spiritual boot camp. So the energy right now feels open. Please remain open. We are fluid. Remember, we are in the season of change, as Geminis are so capable of. This moon is just making us question it. So there's room to breathe again, room to clearly think again, room to want things again. And after some of the astrology we've been moving through lately, that clean feeling is such a gift. It feels like momentum without a whole lot of panic, movement without destruction. And the Sagittarius full moon basically is taking all of that Gemini season energy and emotionally amplifying it, because Gemini and Sagittarius sit opposite to each other on the zodiac wheel. Gemini rules information and Sagittarius rules wisdom. Gemini gathers facts and Sagittarius asks, okay, but what does it all mean? It feels expansive, like we're collectively crawling out of this emotional hibernation and remembering life is supposed to feel inspiring. Sometimes, all the time. Not every season of life is meant to feel heavy and serious and deeply transformational 24/7. We are here to exist. Some seasons are meant for laughing more, saying yes more, exploring, meeting new people, learning, traveling, reconnecting with joy, and letting life surprise you a little bit again. So Sagittarius loves that. When it comes to this full moon specifically, because this one feels fun and lucky, and obviously it's a full moon, so it's slightly emotional and unhinged, but it's spiritual lightness. Full moons in astrology are accumulation points. They illuminate things, reveal things, release things. If new moons are planting energy, then full moons are simply the harvest. They show us where we have emotionally, spiritually, mentally grown over the last 6 months and what is coming to fruition. So something really important to remember with this full moon is that whatever is being illuminated, realized, released, or emotionally coming full circle right now is connected to the seeds that were planted back during Sagittarius season in 2025. So think back to that time in your life. I'm thinking back to mine. Who were you becoming? What risks were you taking? What conversations were happening? What beliefs were starting to shift? What were you dreaming about back then? This is why journaling and dream journaling is so important, because something connected to that chapter is 100% coming into focus right now. And sometimes the harvest isn't always something physical. With Sagittarius especially, it could be something around perspective. Oh, that's why that happened. Oh shit, I really did grow. Or damn, I'm not the same person anymore. That is the energy of this full moon, and give yourself some credit here, especially when it comes to Sagittarius, which is the sign of spirituality. It's a very expansive sign, and it's ruled by Jupiter, the planet of abundance and opportunity and wisdom and travel. It is growth, it is blessings. So look at where you have positively grown in your life. this full moon carries a different emotional flavor than some of the deeper, heavier moons we've had recently. This energy wants movement, and it wants you to believe in positive possibility. Because there is Uranus aspects happening here as well, it can be something unexpected, but zoom out of whatever fucking stress bubble you've been in. You don't have to feel trapped all the time. Look at your life out of your current perspective. Sagittarius energy is the part of us that still believes life can be beautiful and it can surprise us. A lot of people really need that reminder right now, and I am 100% one of them. Collectively, people are mentally exhausted, emotionally exhausted, spiritually exhausted. Have some fun. Sagittarius comes in like that friend, grabs you by the hand and says, okay, enough, we're going outside. We're finally booking that trip. We're gonna try something new. We are getting inspired again. This full moon wants us to reconnect with meaning, not productivity, not performance, meaning. There's a deeper layer to all of this, and it doesn't have to be negative and soul-sucking deep, but there's more to it. There's more fun. We're here to exist. You can have routines, responsibilities, goals, and still feel empty if you're not expanding. And expansion doesn't always mean physically traveling somewhere else. Sometimes the expansion is changing your perspective, leaving an old belief behind, finally letting yourself dream again, taking a risk, saying yes to something unfamiliar, reconnecting with spirituality, allowing yourself to believe your life can become bigger and better than the current circumstances. That is Sagittarius energy. And because this is a full moon, I think many people are going to emotionally realize where they've accidentally made their world too small, too repetitive, too fear-based, too controlled or isolated. This moon exposes where we've been surviving instead of living. And Sagittarius hates survival mode. Sagittarius wants aliveness, laughter, adventure, passion, stories, connection, curiosity. It wants the kid of life in you to come out and play again. That even makes sense? This full moon is gonna wake people up in where they've lost their spark, especially because Sagittarius rules truth, right? It has that arrow, it knows where it wants to go, and it's following soul truth. This sign cannot tolerate living out of alignment, okay? So under this full moon, where are you not feeling aligned? Is it your relationships, your friendships, careers, where you've been living, belief systems, habits, routines, or ways you've just been limiting yourself without even realizing it? Sagittarius is going to ask you, what if life could be freer, happier, bigger, and more aligned than what I'm doing right now? And allow yourself to think that way. That question alone changes people. When I experienced Jupiter in my 9th house of Gemini, I'm a Libra rising, I decided to sell everything and live abroad, because that's how expansive Sagittarius energy can make us feel. Dream big. This is a beautiful moon for manifestation, and not in the controlling, micromanage the universe type of way. Sagittarius manifestation works through belief. Believe in your fucking self, okay? Have the fucking audacity. Have the audacity. See what changes for you. It's the difference between I need to know exactly how this happens and I need to control the situation because me, versus I'm open to life surprising me because I trust myself enough. And that energetic shift is huge. Trust the timing. Trust the unknown. And if you've been feeling stuck lately, I really think this moon is asking you to reconnect with curiosity instead of fear. Enough of the fear-based living. No one knows what's going to happen next, okay? Not you, not me, not no one. So not everything needs to be figured out immediately. Okay, sis, take a breath. Sometimes your next chapter begins when you finally allow yourself to just simply be curious again. Okay, curious enough to apply for a new job, book a trip, start a business. I don't know, post the content that you're too afraid to post. Leave the relationship, no matter what kind of relationship it is. Talk to new people. Believe there could genuinely be more for you. There is more for you. Sagittarius energy is deeply abundant and knows that. So This type of energy often arrives when you finally put yourself out there for those experiences. You get those opportunities, your perspective shifts, your trajectory shifts, you are jumping timelines. This is the kind of full moon where random conversations feel life-changing, where signs feel really loud. Inspiration can come back online during this time, where you remember who you were before this 6-month survival mode that you were in. And more than anything, this moon just wants you to reconnect with joy, not performative happiness, real, pure joy. No matter what other people think, do the little things that expand your chest a little bit. Try to feel present again. And the kind of presence that reminds you your life is happening now, not someday when everything is perfect that you've been trying to control. Now. Something else important under this Sagittarius moon is where we're over consuming. It can expose that. Are we over consuming information, but actually feeling disconnected from inner wisdom, especially during Gemini season? Because Gemini is endless information. And Sagittarius again asks, what do you actually believe? Not your family, not TikTok, not the internet, not the sounds that make you spiritually aesthetic. You. What is going on inside? Sagittarius is deeply spiritual in its own way, in its lived way, in its wisdom. So again, just take the fucking chance, please. Stop repeating the same old things. Stop digging in those old wounds. Get uncomfortable. Be cringe. I don't know. If emotions come up, that's totally normal too, because sometimes realizing you want more out of life can feel emotional, especially if you've been shrinking yourself or convincing yourself to stay comfortable because it felt safer. I've been there in the depths of that feeling, losing sleep and crying over it. And guess what? I am fine now. Once that blindfold is off, you realize comfort and expansion are actually the same thing. This full moon wants you to remember that. Okay, this full moon can feel like magic. There are still places you haven't seen, people you haven't met, versions of you haven't become yet. And that's fucking exciting. Okay, I'm excited for the next version of myself. And before, I wouldn't be. So let this full moon stretch you a little. Say yes to things. Okay, my husband did a year where he said yes to everything. It was the best year of his life, he says. So follow the random idea, take the drive, book the trip, post the thing, start the conversation, fall in love with how messy life is again. Okay, this moon is reminding us that healing isn't only about going deep into your shadows all the time. Sometimes healing, and it should be more of this actually, is laughing harder, living more fully, being present enough to actually enjoy your life again. Don't shoot the messenger. And if you want help understanding what this full moon is doing specifically in your chart, I do offer quick clarity call readings. Just mention what you want help understanding with this Sagittarius full moon, and I can dive right into your chart and see what that is. Or if you're wanting to go a little bit deeper and understanding yourself, your patterns, your purpose, your spiritual makeup as a whole, I also offer soul stamp readings. So if you've been craving more guidance while navigating all of life's energetic shifts, my integrative astrology calendar is linked below. It syncs directly to your phone calendar with all the new moons, full moons, retrogrades, eclipses, and major transits. So you can actually work with me and the energy in real time instead of feeling blindsided by it. So everything's linked below for you, or it is in my bio. And as always, thank you for hanging out with me during the Sagittarius full moon. And please go touch grass, flirt a little, romanticize your coffee, go somewhere random, go to a new restaurant, take a trip. Remember that life is allowed to feel good.